So good to have you all back for another week of CEP's Community Live webinar. It is right here in the middle of November, and so we're going to get into our month of gratitude. We've got a great month planned out, but today we're going to be doing a little bit of physical activity with one of our Tai Chi instructors. I should say the Tai Chi instructor here at CEP. And so clear out a little bit of space, get yourself set up, maybe a peaceful area to practice in and a glass of water. And if you can hear my voice, you know that you are tuned in and the audio is working. If you can see us, you know that the video is coming through nice and clear. And this week is a webinar. So that means that you can see us, but you are tuning in from the privacy of your home and we can't see or hear you as you tune in. So feel free to make yourself comfortable, especially for this week's workout. But if you're new to this community, welcome in. This is an online space that is an extension of the Cognitive Empowerment Program here at the Goizueta Brain Health Institute. And we are all about making a space to get educated and informed and excited about a lot of the lifestyle changes that research shows can make a huge difference on this journey after a diagnosis of mild cognitive impairment or early stage memory loss. So welcome in, everybody. Our mission here at CEP is really to empower people through education, through community, and through research in an environment that really is here to promote your joy, your purpose, your independence after a diagnosis. And so we're going to offer some of the programming that we teach every single week in our classes. We have everything from cognitive training and memory tips and tricks. We have an amazing group of physical activity folks that do everything from chair yoga to Tai Chi and functional fitness. And we also have a great nutrition, some occupational therapists and other folks that work to bring all of this information to you in a way that is digestible and is brought to you by experts in the field here at Emory. So settle in. We've got a lot of stuff that is happening, but we are wanting to invite you into this community, and keep in mind that we've got these weekly webinars. We also have a great YouTube channel where we record all of our sessions from the past 6 years. But these programs come to you free of cost here at Emory, thanks to a generous donation from the Cox Foundation here in town. And it's one of the things that we want to make things accessible and approachable as we get into this week's topics, and we're always looking for feedback. So feel free to let us know any requests that you have or for anything along the way. And there's a lot of ways to connect with us. We've got this amazing in-person program if you're here in the Atlanta area and you're part of the Cognitive Clinic, but we've also got some other outreach programs that are open to the public to come in person, including tomorrow. We're going to be next door at the Cognitive Clinic and hosting the Men's Health Program. This month, we've got Greg LaFortune, who's actually a CEP staff, who's coming in to talk about the Mind Diet and how it can support you keeping your memory as long as possible and maintaining the health that you have now in the future. So if you don't have any plans tomorrow, check out the Men's Health Program. We'll share some of that information here shortly in the chat. And like I said, this month we're talking all about gratitude and mental wellness. It might be surprising to hear that the research shows that a positive mindset and doing things like taking a moment to pause and notice the good in your life is something that can have a big impact on our health. Our physical health, our mental and our emotional health are one of the things that can really benefit when we make some time and space to kind of sit with, even despite the challenges that we may be having, the good that is here today. And that's what we're going to be talking about a little bit with Tina Rasheed, our Tai Chi instructor, who's going to kind of get into a little bit of practice. We also have our recordings up from the past few weeks on our YouTube page, so feel free to check out Ayatoni's workout from last week. We also had a great session on the mind diet with Margot. But if you haven't worked with Tina Rasheed before, she has been with the Cognitive Empowerment Program the past 5 or 6 years since its inception. And she also has a background in public health with about a 30-year career at Morehouse and Spelman, really getting into not just the benefits of active sort of way of that you can participate in your own health. And that's something that Ms. Tina is very, very passionate about. And she's a master Tai Chi instructor. And so we'll give you a little bit of time to kind of clear out some space around you and just make that permission to take some time over the next 45 minutes to yourself. So we're going to welcome in Miss Tina Rasheed and go ahead and get started with this week's session. Thank you all so much for being here, and I'll be monitoring the chat throughout today's class. So feel free to send any comments or any feedback in the chat or the Q&A. All right, we'll go ahead and get started.
Good afternoon. I'm Tina Rasheed, and it's my pleasure to be here with you today to just kick off the season, our season of gratitude. During this time, I'm reminded that gratitude is a core principle of Tai Chi. Through breath, focus, and balance, we connect both mind and body and give gratitude for the breath that sustains us and the body that carries us. Through this process, we create harmony internally and balance in our environment and those that we come into contact with. So let's go ahead and begin today, as always, by opening up the gates. The way that we learn in here is simply by following. So let's go ahead and begin. We're going to put our hands on our hips and we're going to focus on the area of the body that we're manipulating. In this case, relaxing the toe, the foot, the ankle, the knee, the hip. And whereas we go in one direction, we want to balance that by going in the opposite. As we move, we begin to see how the body is connected in all ways. In order to relax one area of the body, we've got to relax all adjacent areas. And we do that through our internal focus. We don't fight the muscles, tendons, and ligaments. As we move, we simply yield. Our feet are open, rooted to the earth. And as we push in to the earth, we create the momentum for our movement. Circling the knees, we relax the hips, the glutes, the lower back. Coordinating breath and movement so that we can breathe with ease, we can move with ease as well. Circling up, let's go ahead and take that deep internal breath. We're going to breathe in through the nose, filling up the lungs, letting the abdomen expand like the balloon. And every time we exhale, there's the opportunity to release any tension that we're holding. Pushing down, never using force. Being soft inside, loose outside. Let's go ahead and circle up. By opening the gates, we allow the energy to flow through the body. Hanging forward, chin resting on the chest, arms are loose to the fingertips. We're going to push into the earth, and focusing on the tip of the coccyx, we're going to stack each of the vertebrae, one on top of the other, all the way up. To the crown of the head. Hands on waist. We're going to separate the feet even further. As we shift the weight, we're going to relax the waist and circle, allowing the upper torso to simply circle. Massaging the internal organs. As we move, we're always seeking balance in our movement. Just as we're always seeking balance in life. Let's go ahead. We're going to circle forward. And taking your time, take that deep cleansing breath, body expanding like the balloon. And pushing into the earth, let's go the opposite direction. Relaxing the shoulders, opening up the chest, allowing the three circles, the lower, the middle, the upper, to support each other. Engaging the entire body, we bend and stretch. And coming back to center, again, let's let the torso hang. And pushing down, torso hanging. Let's stack the vertebrae one more time. So as we shift the weight, arms are loose. We're going to lift the heel, moving only as fast as we can breathe comfortably or feel balanced. But again, soft inside, loose outside. Releasing any excess tension as we move. And gradually, let's come back to center. And standing comfortably, let's take a few seconds to monitor the body to see if we're still holding tension in any particular area of the body. If we are, we want to take a deep breath into that area. And as we exhale, release any excess tension. Bending from the waist, let's let the arms hang. Head hang, letting the weight of the arms and the head stretch out the neck and the shoulders. We tend to hold a lot of tension in that area of the body, holding the head up. So we're going to shift the weight and we're going to allow the head to roll, ear towards the shoulder. Just leaning from the shoulders, shoulder height. And as we shift the weight, relaxing the neck, the shoulders, upper back. We let the weight, we don't fight gravity. We yield to it. Moving as if we're connected by rubber bands internally. And this time, as we shift the weight, let's go ahead and gradually circle back to center. Again, head hanging, arms hanging. All of our movement comes from the soles of the feet as we push into the earth. Arms float up. And we're going to gather this energy that surrounds us and bring it to shower down over the body like warm oil. Staying connected, staying engaged. Letting that oil fill up our shoes. So standing, we're going to place one hand on the abdomen, one hand on the heart. Knees are soft. Again, release the tension from the lower back. Feet are open. Let's do a short breathing exercise. As we breathe in to the count of 4. Body expanding. Hold for 2. And then we're going to exhale fully for 6 counts. Focus on your body, your breath. Let's do that 2 more times. And float down. So today our practice is dedicated to our gratitude. Gratitude in our health, in our body, physically, mentally, and emotionally. Gratitude for this season and the joy and the community that it brings. Arms float down. Let's go into rowing our boat. We're going to shift the weight and we're going to pivot on the heel and shift towards the toe, transferring the weight to step in, to root out. Now whatever leg is forward, that's the arm on top as we shift forward. Crown to heaven, never leaning. We put our oar in the water and we're going to push in to the earth to create momentum. Spine turns, arms float up. We push into the full and allow the arms to simply circle as we move. As we move, we're massaging the soles of the feet. Feet are open like the ducks. Now, the more we can lower our center of gravity and not fight the muscles in the legs, the more balance we achieve, more balance that we have. Bending and stretching, we feel the muscles, tendons, and ligaments expanding and contracting internally. More and more, as our body relaxes and opens, we realize how natural it is to breathe in as we expand and breathe out as we contract. And this time we're going to shift forward, putting our oar in the water. Arms float down to pull us forward. We tap in, feeling for balance, to root out. And let's go do the other side. Other arm on top, loose fist. Our movements are like the train on the track, continuous, harmony between internal and external, coordination between upper and lower, using our internal focus at all times to seek balance and to yield internally. And this time, as you push into the full, let's come forward, arms float down, pulling the torso forward to step up, to float down. Okay, and just take a few seconds. Standing comfortably, feet open, knees soft, tip of the coccyx tucked, crown to heaven. And notice how Qi presents to you. A feeling of warmth, tingling, pulsation, or perhaps just feeling more alive. As we stand, we're aware of the energy, again, that surrounds us, coming down through the crown of the head, through the head, the neck, the chest, the solar plexus, the abdomen, into the dantian, the body's energy vault, 1.5 inches below the navel. We open the feet, the soles of the feet, to allow the energy from the earth to travel up through the balls of the feet, through the ankles, the calves, the knees, the thighs, the hips, meeting the heavenly energy. And engaging with these two forces, we feel supported as we stand with ease. So as the arms float down, let's begin our Tai Chi of gratitude. Gently rocking forward as the arms float up, to float in, loose to the fingertips, knees soften, arms float down. And we focus on the gratitude in our life, all things that are good, all things that we give thanks for. And one last time, breathing in through the nose, giving gratitude for this breath. Arms float down. Shifting the weight, let's Space the feet even wider. Palms facing the heavens. We push down, arms float up. And we're going to gather the energy that surrounds us, like we're gathering the harvest. Arms float up and float out. And as we gather this energy, we bring it forth to share with all. And as the arms float down, we're going to shift the weight, allowing the spine to turn. Arm floats up, palm out. Like life, Tai Chi is change, constantly changing as we move from one posture to the other. One long, continuous movement. So just like in Tai Chi, as we adjust to the movement, always seeking balance, letting the breath support the movement. In life, we adapt. We notice change and learn from it. As we move, we're constantly yielding, as if we were connected by rubber bands internally. To allow this change to happen. We don't fight. Breathing. And we're going to come back as the arm floats down to center. Again, adjust your stance so you feel balanced. Feet shoulder width apart. And we're going to allow the palms to float up. Knees are soft. Allow the tip of the coccyx to tuck forward, releasing the tension from the lower back. As we open the heart. During this season, we want to meet each other with open hearts. Embracing the energy of our family, our community, And as we receive, we want to give as well. We're breathing in and sharing. As we open our heart to others, we realize the opportunity to release and find balance within ourselves. One last time. Arms float. As we shift the weight, arms float up. We're looking out over the tips of the fingers, lifting the heel. We're going to lower the heel and roll the ball across the arm, across the shoulder, down the other arm, to the other hand as we lift the heel. Again, we're constantly looking to achieve balance in our lives. Balance is temporary. Imbalance is more permanent. So that we're constantly reminded of the need to physically, mentally, emotionally develop an awareness through focus and let's come back, rolling that ball to the center of the neck, arms extended. And we're going to push into the earth. And again, gather the energy and allow it to move down the entire body. Okay, take a few seconds and again, notice first and foremost where the mind is. Bringing the mind back to connect with the movement and the feeling. Monitor your body and see if you've gone back to old habits. Perhaps the habit of holding tension in your jaw, clamping the jaw, shrugging the shoulders, or holding that tightness in the middle of the abdomen. The first step in change is to acknowledge. So we develop our focus so that we have the awareness of first and foremost what's going on in our bodies and mind. All right, let's continue. Floating down, let's move into one of our Qigong forms. And again, if you're not familiar with the form, all you have to do, 3 things, is to breathe, to focus, allow the mind to rest on the movement and the feeling. And as you move, be aware of balance so that you're not overextending or underextending. All right? So standing comfortably, knees are soft, tip of the coccyx tucked, arms are loose. Tongue is resting. And let's go ahead and take the deep cleansing breath. And as we exhale, sink into the legs. Find the balance to transfer the weights, to separate the feet. Now we're going to string together some of these movements that we just performed in a short Qigong series called the Tai Chi Qigong. So pushing into the earth, let's begin. And as we stand comfortably, feet open, knees soft, tip of the coccyx tucked, tongue resting on the roof of the mouth, suspended by the cord from above. Focus again on how Tai Chi presents to you, whatever that feeling might be. And as we focus the mind on the feeling, we magnify it. As we know, wherever the mind goes, the energy goes. So by focusing on the feeling, we cultivate or enhance the energy. So as we close today with an attitude of gratitude, moving into our holidays with the spirit of giving, let's go ahead and placing the palms on the dantian. We start with the small circle and gradually let that small circle expand. Stomach soft. And then we're going to let that large circle gradually contract, moving in the opposite direction. Until we find the palms again resting on the dantian, feeding the energy into the body's energy vault. And palms, one on top of the other. We're going to allow that energy to move up through the torso, through the shoulders, down the arms, through the hands, and we see the lotus flower, which floats up over the head, down the back of the head, the back of the neck, over the shoulders, under the arms, palms flat on upper back, knees soften as we allow that energy to move, lower back, glutes, down the back of the legs, to the back of the heel, around the outside of the foot, to the toe, and back up the front of the legs, sealing the energy in the body until next time. So I wish you a holiday of peace, love, and gratitude, moving into the new year with ease. The same ease that we display in our Tai Chi form.
Thank you so much, Tina. It was a really great session this week, and it's one that we're going to save and post to our YouTube channel. So feel free to check it out in a week or so if you'd like to revisit this session. We also put a link in the chat for all of Tina's amazing videos that have been captured on YouTube over the past few years. So if you're interested in continuing your Tai Chi journey, please check those out. I know we have a lot of fans of Tai Chi with Tina here at CEP. And so we're going to come back next week with our social worker, Debbie Arnold, who's going to be talking a little bit more about this attitude of gratitude, and not just as a list of things that we're grateful for, but as an opportunity to be present in our lives and notice what is good. We also want to acknowledge those of you who were there with us last week at the Family Affair event. We had a big fundraiser for the Goizueta Brain Health Institute at one of our annual fundraisers, where we have all of our grateful folks sit down with the doctors here at Emory at a table for dinner and ask questions and have conversations. And last week we were able to raise 1.2 million for the Goizetta Brain Health Institute. So thank you all so much. And I just want to also thank you for being a part of this community. It's one that we want to build across the state of Georgia and across the country over the course of the next few years as we really hone in on what are the things that I can do to keep me as independent as long as possible and to maintain the cognitive skills and the connections that I have now. So we'll hopefully see you guys all back next week, same time, same place. Otherwise, enjoy the rest of your Wednesday and have a great afternoon, everybody. We're going to be out the week of Thanksgiving. There will not be any CEP Live. So we'll see you next week and then back again in December. Thanks, everybody.